Good afternoon, everybody. Today I think we're gonna go take the Duramax out for a little drive. I'm gonna go actually check out a house up north here in Florida. Well, north of Clearwater, I guess, probably about an hour. But I thought I'd bring you guys with me. I'm still kind of new into creating some content, so I thought it'd be fun. And I don't think I've really done too many videos or information about my '06 Duramax at all, so it would be cool to kind of get that out there too and make it a part of the channel, because it really is a cool truck and I think it's in good condition and really fun to drive. So let's give you guys a cold start. Now this one doesn't have the cranking issue like the Colt does, but got the nice little Edge CTS tuner slash monitor in here too. Overall, pretty nice truck. I mean, it needs a detail, but I mean, it is warm here in Florida, so there's not much of a cold start, but it does still sound pretty good. Got the fast lift pump. Let's see if you guys look under the hood. Fully deleted, tuned. Got the cat conversion filter, 4-inch HSP intake. Got the Y bridge kit on it. I mean, overall it's a pretty easy, simple build. But that being that, let's take it out. So a little bit about the truck. I bought the truck probably around 3 years ago, more or less. I can't really honestly remember the exact time of it, but I bought a complete Bowley stock. It was, I want to say like a 2 or 3 owner. Old man must have owned it, because this thing was literally in mint condition. Like everything that's wrong or screwed up or imperfection on this truck was absolutely from me, which, I mean, I am hard on my stuff, but it is totally worth it at the end of the day. I bought the truck with about 199,000 miles on it, so I mean, that's not really a lot for a diesel, and I only paid like 13,000 bucks for it, and in today's diesel market, that's pretty hard to find, especially in the condition that trucks are in nowadays. But over the few years of owning it, I have put, let's say, about 35,000 miles on it, which really ain't that much at all. It was stock for about the first 2.5 years before I finally started doing some upgrades and got deleted, got it tuned, and ever since then, man, this truck has been a night and day difference with power, reliability, fuel economy, just, you know, every single benefit that you could see from doing that to your truck really was shown. And now having this truck in Florida, it's made a huge difference just with elevation, because I originally purchased this truck in Colorado and recently moved down to Florida where you're at sea level, so the power is already noticeable there too. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is technically just a stock truck, stock turbo, stock block, stock trans, stock everything besides a tune, delete, and lift pump. Overall, love the truck, and I would honestly love to do more to it here in the future. But I want to buy another truck as well, because before this truck gets any more mods or bigger turbos or anything like that, I need another truck so this one can not be the daily driver anymore, because when I got to go somewhere, this is the truck to take. Obviously the Colt is not really the best form of transportation when it comes to comfortability and reliable. So, but I do need to find a Best Buy or a Walmart or something, because as of right now I do not have a phone mount, camera mount in this truck to really film on. So right now I'm actually just holding my phone with my bare hand, which, I mean, isn't the worst thing since it is an automatic, but it would definitely be a lot easier to have conversations with you guys and open up a little bit more if I did have something that the camera can just stand on. Pretty clean Ford right there. Not too shabby. Honestly, I do like the new Fords a little bit. Not gonna lie, even though I'm a GM fan, those like 2017 to like 2020 or 21 maybe Fords, they look pretty good. But at the end of the day, I'm still a GM guy. The biggest thing that I've noticed since I actually moved to Florida was how long these lights take. I mean, you will sit here for literally 5 minutes through a cycle of just one intersection. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, look at that. I've been sitting here for a few minutes already, and that lane has already gotten the green light to go. So that kind of just goes to show. And don't mind the check engine light. That's because Edge software doesn't take off the light when you weight reduce these. So that's that. And that lane is now going. Lovely. Just lovely. Oh well, I guess I got nothing at the time, right? It's finally our turn to go. These intersections get kind of crazy too. And then you gotta merge on the highway super fast. So if you don't take your lane while you got the shot, you're never getting over. Alright, we have got to find a Walmart now. I mean, shouldn't be too hard to find, but you never know, honestly. Well, we officially made it to Walmart, so let's go inside and see if they have what I need. I really hope this isn't like one of those neighborhood markets where all they have is just like small things. Looks like we might have some luck back here in the electronics, so fingers crossed. So this is like my go-to brand right here, Scotch, just because I have so many of. I literally have a magnet mount in every vehicle that I own, but that's the one I usually use. But I'm gonna use this one for recording now, just because I feel like I can take it in and out of other vehicles too. Then I've also decided to pick up this like little selfie stick so I can take videos on the go and give you guys more of a wider angle. I mean, you always gotta walk out of Walmart with something that you didn't expect to get. Packages are secured and we are on to our next stop. I think it's kind of cool. Not really a Ranger guy, but. And then we got the old turd nugget hanging out back here in the back of the parking lot. Well, let's get you guys mounted up here and see how much of a better view that is. Oh, that's way better. Now, I don't have to mess with the camera while driving, and I can just have you guys mounted. And you get to see more of the action, which, I mean, is the best part, right? All right, let's leave Walmart like a banana and split. That was cringy, I know. Horrible. That was bad. Bad dad joke. Right? Banana and split? Yeah. I've always thought Florida was like that saying, you know, classy if you're rich, but trashy if you're poor. And then, you know, in the middle class, you kind of just make things up, I guess. And try to be classy, but want to act trashy. Does that make sense, I guess? I don't know. I'm just spitballing there. Walmart is definitely an experience every time, I should say, though. Truthfully. I don't think you ever see just any normal activities going on in Walmart. So this house that I'm going to look at is about an hour north of Clearwater, where we live currently, where we're renting. But we've been wanting to purchase a home for a while now, and now that we're in Florida, houses are a little bit more affordable than Colorado, not by much, but they are a little bit more affordable. Let's just say you can get more for your money, especially if you don't want to live in the city. But anyways, this house that I'm going to look at it's a modular home. It's on a little bit over an acre of land, little detached shop, you know, probably big enough for a lift and more room to work on stuff, which I really want. But I really want to make sure it's in a safe area, a safe neighborhood, good people, good stuff like that. You know, I definitely don't want to put my family in danger. So I figured I had the day off today before I go back to work tomorrow. So why not make the best of it and go for a little drive and check out this place. And I get to bring you guys along with me, so that's pretty cool too. Well, since we're on the topic of Florida, I guess it's a good time to talk about some stuff that I think's really good to know about moving states. Moving states is probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. Just because you get out of your comfort zone, you're not really around people that you know. I mean, you're relearning pretty much everything. The way people work, the way people talk, the places you go, everything is just completely different. And don't get me wrong, it is really cool, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but it is definitely a difficult experience to go through. My whole reasoning behind leaving my hometown of Colorado 28 years is because I didn't want to get comfortable and die in a place, essentially, as bad as that sounds. I didn't want to die in a place where I was born not knowing the other things that are out there, because the United States is a big country, and you know, I really didn't want to subject myself to just one way of living. So I thought coming to Florida would be a really good move. I mean, there's a lot of benefits here, and it's nice year round. I get to do all my hobbies year round. The summer's gonna be brutal, which is something that I have not experienced yet, so that's gonna be a challenge of its own for sure. But it's good, you know. It definitely toughens your skin up, changes your mind a little bit, gets you out of the everyday rotation of your day-to-day life, and it keeps your brain going, doesn't let you get stagnant and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But I'd say the hardest challenges that I've had to face since getting to Florida is making new friends, because as an adult in your late 20s coming into your early 30s, it's not as easy to make friends, especially like-minded friends who are on the same page, you know, and have goals, who are ambitious, who aren't bad influences, and just things like that. And just wanting to get good, like-minded, good people around you is really hard to find nowadays. And number two is the day job. So down here in Florida, the pay is much lower than it is up north. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. And the field that I'm in, which is natural gas, isn't really needed in Florida. So there's no demand for it. I mean, they're kind of pushing for new gas in these newer subdivisions, but it's just not something that's needed like it was in Colorado. So the money just isn't there. You know, you work twice as hard for half the pay, essentially. So that's been something that I've been struggling with for these past few months since I got here. But in a good sense, it also makes me want to strive to, you know, do something else. Like the whole reason I came out to Florida was to get out of that natural gas industry and, you know, make something of myself, start my own business, get something along those lines going to where I'm not so dependent on a 9-to-5 job. Because it's not that I'm not willing to go out there and bust my butt for everything, but I want to do it for myself. I want to do something that's, you know, that brings peace, something that brings, how do you say, satisfaction, I guess, you know. You want to have something that have some sort of passion. It's not always going to be easy, and I'm fine with nothing or everything not being easy, and I'm willing to struggle and overcome any challenges, but I want to do something where it's worth it, you know, because I don't want to wake up at 65 and I just did something miserable my whole life just to make a paycheck, you know. I don't really believe that's a way to live. And then there's nothing wrong with those guys who, you know, get a pension and work for the city or the state or whatever and create a good family. There's nothing wrong by that by any means. I'm just saying personally for me, it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come out and try new things, you know. I want to be that wise older person in my 60s with all these cool, crazy stories, you know, and I might not end up with the most money in my pocket or the nicest house or the nicest cars, but I definitely do want to live my life with some sort of experience of the world, and that's what my mission is to do. That's why I came here. The way that Florida happened for me and my wife is remarkable in my aspect, at least, because we had it pretty good where we were at. You know, we both had good jobs, good careers. I mean, we both could have retired at the companies that we were at if we truly wanted to, and money was really never a huge option. Yeah, we weren't, you know, by far millionaires or anything like that, but, you know, we always had money, we always had food, we always had everything, and, you know, it was nice to swipe that card and never look at that bank account. But at the same sense, you know that outcome of that life. You don't, you know, in 20, 30, 40 years, you can retire there and you could have spent your whole life doing the same exact thing. But in my mind, that just, I guess, really never sat right with me. I've always been kind of just running, not running away from anything per se, but just running in a direction to where I was always moving. In late September of this last year, 2023, we literally sold everything that we owned, packed up everything into my truck and onto a flatbed trailer in her car, and drove out here. You know, I mean, we had jobs lined up and a rental in place and stuff like that, so we planned very strategically. But it was a shot in the dark for sure, because there's really nothing that you're never going to know the future or how things are going to turn out play by play. It's just not going to happen. No matter how good you want things to turn out, you know, life's always going to throw something crazy out there towards you. So it's been a challenge for sure. Definitely up for it. I just really want to make these good, positive life changes, and with us bringing in the new year, I definitely think it's possible just to keep stepping out of my comfort zone, keep trying new things, keep putting myself out there, staying positive, you know, working hard at this kind of stuff every day, because to get something that you never had, you got to do something that you've never done, which I know sounds cringy and cliche from the quote from Denzel Washington, but it's true. You know, if you don't try any new things, but you expect different results, it's never going to happen. So you got to go out there, you got to try some different things, you got to get your hands dirty, you got to get bloody, you got to get the bumps and bruises and all that good stuff to be able to climb in life. You know, that's just the way life works. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes you do have more bad days than good days, and then sometimes the good days are awesome, and you recognize why you do all the stuff that you do. And when the places that you're at, like, it's just so hard to say. Life is just so short, yet the longest thing that we do. But I'm all about making the best of it while we're here, because if I can say that I came out here and tried my best, did my all, and I failed at it, at least I could, you know, turn around and say I gave it everything that I had, and I didn't just not try, or I just gave up or anything like that. So I'm definitely in it for the long haul, and this year I'd really like to start making some more content, getting my cult wrapped up, doing some of the stuff that I want to do to it. You know, maybe chasing a new career path is something that I've been wanting to do for years, and I definitely think it's possible. I've just really got to start getting myself out there and pushing myself harder and harder every day and being consistent. But as of right now, me and the wife both have jobs. You know, we're steady. We got money coming in. We're not hurting. You know, we're very fortunate and blessed for these lives that we've created together, and we worked, you know, pretty much from the bottom all the way to where we are now. But that brings me back into why we're going to look at this house, is because I want to buy a house before I make a career change, before I do all that stuff, before I go all in. Because unfortunately, banks look for job history and, you know, job longevity, and that's just something that comes into play no matter where you go. So if I can buy a house before I make all these changes this year, I think that'll really put my foot in the right direction of really just going full force at these kind of things. And it just opens up all new doors for all endless types of possibilities, you know. So I definitely think it could be great. Anyways, long story short, I think it's good for people, you know, to get out of their comfort zones, try new things, get out there, explore the world. Don't be afraid to, you know, take a step back, to take 10 steps forward. The biggest life decisions that I can compare to is get into cold water. You know, when you're at the lake, the beach, the pool, wherever you go and the water is cold, you know, you kind of like dip your toes in, you feel how cold it is, you kind of take a step back, like, I don't know if I should do it, and you slowly try to ease your way into it, and the slower you do it, the more painful it truthfully is. So the best way to do it is just to jump right in, just go in head first with, you know, good confidence, and just shoot for it. And that'll be the best way to just rip the band-aid off. So if any of you guys out there are thinking about trying new things, moving new places, or, you know, whatever the case may be, do it. Because at the end of the day, it's better to regret doing something, obviously in a good intention way, than regretting not trying it or not doing it, because you can never get that time back. Just go out there, try new things, and really push yourself to your limits, because I think everybody's capable of doing something great. Anyways, that's my little story, my little backstory for you guys on how I came from Colorado and got to Florida. But enough of that talk. Sorry to ramble on so much. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's go check out this house, get something to drink, have a nice little drive, nice beautiful day. So excited to bring you guys along with me. Well, I'm back, guys. I just checked out the house. I didn't really want to film it just for how do you say, legal reasons, or I just really don't want to put my information out there like that. Just in a sense that it's kind of private, but overall it was a really nice house, a little bit of land. Everyone around here seems cool. I mean, I just waved at that guy. I really like it. I just don't think the wife will like it as much. It's more country style living. It's a little bit more open, backwoods, kind of, for Florida at least. I mean, it's nothing super crazy. You're still like 5 minutes from civilization, you know what I mean? But it is just a little bit different. It's modular, so modulars aren't for everybody, so I get that. But I mean, you drive 1 minute down the road and look, I don't know if you see out my window, now it's a gated subdivision community. So, I mean, it still seems like a fairly good area. I'll talk to the wife about it and see what happens, but you never know. I guess I'll just explore the area for the next few minutes, check it out, check out the neighborhood, and I'll get back with you guys. Well, just stopped and looked at another house. Definitely not one that I'd be interested in buying, but hey, that's what looking at houses is for, you know. Look at some, you love some. Look at some, you don't like some. So that's just how it is when you're in that process. And unfortunately, sometimes when you look at houses that you do like and things don't work out, you kind of get your heart broken. But nonetheless, it's all in good faith that we will find a good home. But anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for being a part of this initial process of me creating these videos. I hope you guys like them, and I'm going to continue making videos. So whether I get views or I don't, I'm doing this for me. I really would like your guys' feedback, to hear what you guys, if you guys have any input or anything like that. But it's been awesome bringing you guys along. So hope you guys have a good week and a good new year. We'll see you guys soon.